every 4 years in the United States generally polarize the country to some degree or other. But 2020 is taking things to a much higher level. Clashes on the streets between Black Lives Matter activists, praised by Democrats, and Trump supporters are starting to look almost like civil war. A member of the right-wing Patriot Prayer Group was shot dead in Oregon, and that's just days after a 17-year-old was charged for shooting two anti-police brutality protesters in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Now, some on the right have hailed the shooter in Kenosha as a hero. Meanwhile, some on the left have celebrated the death of a Trump supporter.
I am not sad that a fascist died tonight.
Donald Trump has taken a heavy-handed approach to the protesters with zero tolerance. And Joe Biden has also denounced the violence, but early on he had a different message.
I said in the right to be, in fact, angry and frustrated, and more violence hurting more people isn't going to answer the question, but they're totally correct.
The deadly violence we saw overnight in Portland is unacceptable. Shooting in the streets of a great American city is unacceptable. I condemn violence of every kind by anyone, whether on the left or the right, and I challenge Donald Trump to do the same.
Both candidates feel the situation has gone too far, and both candidates now blame each other for the chaos.
Tear gas was used to remove peaceful protesters.
These aren't people, these are animals.
It is happening under Donald Trump's watch. We are not safe in Donald Trump's America.
The hard truth is, you won't be safe in Joe Biden's America.
Donald Trump is running as the, quote, law and order candidate. Now, that's an unpopular position in some circles. Meanwhile, Biden is on the defensive, as conservatives label the unrest the Biden riots. With the election just 2 months away and the country spiraling out of control, it's unclear if either candidate really has any idea how to fix the situation. Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.
All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to say Kahalayinla, Alahawadaya, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone, telling me the truth. And double citations to all you Akim, you men that are prophesying the name throughout the four winds of this earth, pushing this truth with all righteousness and sincerity. And to the few sisters that follow the men of the Lord and listen and learn, to you I say Shalom. All right, this is your brother Andre coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. And it is very clear, man. We are headed into chaos, man. Okay? This is what the elites want. All right? The elites want order out of chaos, so order out of chaos. Okay? This is part of the new world order. Okay? And things are going to get much, much worse. Okay? Because, 2020 is the election year. All right? So you know how that crap is. Okay? You got people out there voting and bull crapping and, trying to choose another president. People want Donald Trump out of the White House, and they want Joe Biden in. They want to keep Donald Trump in the White House, thinking things are going to, go back to the way it was before, which is not going to go back to the way it was before. Look, the norm is gone, man, okay? The old normal is gone, okay? And like many brothers, starting with the elders and apostles and the brothers on down said, it don't matter who win. And me, myself, have said it myself. It don't matter who wins. If Trump wins, there's going to be chaos in the streets. If Biden wins, it's still going to be chaos in the streets. So either way it goes, America, it's a lose-lose situation. But it's a win-win for us because hey, we're one step closer to getting the hell up out of this place, man. Okay? So either way it goes, man, you're gonna have civil unrest, seditions, insurrections, okay, because the Bible mentioned these things. Okay? Alright, so either way it goes, it don't matter. Alright? So we are once, like this video says, another civil war. And America is headed for another civil war. All right. So, hey, and it's going to get much, much deadlier as the months progress, man. 2020 has been popping off. The year of prophecy, these prophecies have not failed, not one bit. Okay. So let me bring out 2 articles, and then I'm going to pull out some precepts, and Lord willing, this next to be edifying. Stay tuned. All right. This article is from thefoes.com. All right. It says, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg warns of violence or civil unrest after the election, which is true. Okay. All right. So, I was watching a lesson last night from up and coming elder One Gabar, okay, from New York, okay. So, and he said, and I mentioned, he said these words, okay, that, you might not get the results, and, right on election night. It may take weeks, it may take days, it may take months to decide who wins, okay. So, Mark Zuckerberg, and he's the CEO of Facebook, he warns of violence and civil unrest, man, after the election, which is going to happen. Like said just a minute ago, it don't matter who wins. If Donald Trump wins, there's going to be violence. If Biden wins, oh man, it's really going to be violence. So hey, it don't matter. It's going to be violence. And Fox News, okay, they go just mention, they got to talk about, Trump is about law and order, and there's gonna, it's gonna, if Trump wins, the law and order is gonna be restored, and all of this shit. No, it ain't, man. Look, no law and order. There's not gonna be no order in this country, man. It's not gonna be no order in Babylon, the Great America. Okay, all law and order is gonna be gone because people ain't gonna give a damn. Okay, people are gonna take matters into their own hands if they don't get what they want. Okay, so hey, look, America is finished. Okay, all right. So let's see. I'm gonna read a little bit of this article. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, and I will post both articles and the video in the description box. Okay. All right. So let's read this. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg warns in an interview with Anox on HBO that there is heightened risk of violence or civil unrest in the wake of November election, particularly between election night and when the winner is declared, which is absolutely true. As Facebook scrambles to address concerns around how it handles election information and misinformation. Okay? So eventually what they're going to do is they're basically going to shut this internet down, man. Okay? And hey, we ain't going to be on the internet too long. All right? Zuckerberg notes to Anos, excuse me, that we may not know the final results on election night, and said Facebook would provide messaging to start preparing people that it's normal if tallying the votes take days or weeks, as well as messaging on posts in which a candidate claims victory before there's a consensus. Okay, so hey, you're gonna have a lot of people, and let's say, all right, no, whenever election night is, because I really don't care. I don't vote no way. All right, because we don't supposed to be voting no way. Okay, let's say, all right, they don't have all the votes, and the next day, you're gonna have a lot of people on the right side saying Trump re-won the election. Then you're gonna have people on the left side saying that Biden won. Okay, and that's how shit gonna go down, man. Okay, so man, it's gonna get ugly. Okay, and like it says, where was I? Where it said if that instead. Let me read this again. That Facebook would provide messaging to start preparing people that it's normal. Okay, this may become the norm. You know, if tallying the votes take days or weeks, that may be the norm. Okay, so you might not have a winner, on election night or the next day. It may take days or weeks. So there it is, man. It's gonna get worse. Okay. Let's see. Zuckerberg said Facebook was trying to make sure that we do our part to ensure any post-election unrest is not organized on Facebook platforms. Okay, so hey, it's gonna be unrest either way it goes. So you can try to stop it or anything. Okay, eventually what they're gonna do is they're just gonna shut the whole internet down. They may shut down Facebook, and hey, they might shut down YouTube. They're gonna shut down the internet completely. Okay, maybe days or weeks. They're gonna say, put out some false to say, oh, the internet, something happened to the internet or something like that. But hey, pretty soon, this is it, man. Okay. Facebook announced Thursday that it will ban all new political ads in the week before the election, as well as enhance its politicized policy, like its policies around voting misinformation. Okay, because Trump is telling people to vote twice and all that bullshit. I don't really care no way. Anyway, Facebook and Zuckerberg has repeatedly come under fire for issues around the election, including the company's controversial refusal to fact check political ads and its promiscuousness of President Donald Trump's comments on the platform. Okay, so like I say, they may shut it down. Trump has repeatedly, baselessly claimed mail-in voting will lead to a rigged election. So rigged, how come you got elected in 2016? Well, it was meant for you to be elected, so there it is. Either way, despite mail-in voter fraud being extremely rare, and decried the fact that the vote could take longer to count, saying the nation must know election results on the night of the election, which is not going to happen. All right. So, hey, it ain't going to happen right away. All right. So, I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm going to go on to the next article. All right. There's Mark Zuckerberg right there on that teleprompter. All right. Let's move on to the next article. Because, hey, this is coming, man. Okay? This happened this weekend from the New York Post. Armed militants, Black Lives Matter, BLM, protesters clashed in Louisville, Kentucky ahead of the Kentucky Derby. Okay? And you see. Oh, hey, look, things are going to get much, much worse, man. Okay? Here in Babylon. As Kentucky Derby Day finally arrives in Louisville, hundreds of armed militant groups, like members, marched through the city downtown to confront BLM, Black Lives Matter supporters who have been demonstrating for 101 straight days. All right, and by the way, Black Lives Matter, that is 90% of so-called white people, man. You Edomites. So it's basically Edomites on Edomite crime there, man. All right? So it really ain't no Black Lives Matter group right there. So, because 90% of Black Lives Matter are so-called white people. You got so-called white people fighting each other. All right? Them curses are coming up on, like I said, the curses are coming up on our enemies, man, as is written in Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. All right? It says, the Lord Yahweh shall put the curses on our enemies and on them that hate us and who persecute us, man. Okay? Roughly paraphrasing. Okay? So the curses are coming up on Esau Edom now. So, hey, And as you saw in that video that I played earlier, what did you see? Did you see black and white? No, you mainly saw Edomites fighting Edomites, man. And that's what you're gonna see. Of course, you're gonna see Jake and Esau get down. All right, of course that's gonna happen. But hey, you're also gonna have Edomites fighting Edomites, man. Egyptian versus Egyptian. Okay, all right. We'll continue reading. I just want to bring that out. A crowd of self-identified patriots carrying long guns, some waving American flags, others waving Trump flags, marched from a parking lot to the downtown area where another group was called for action in the Breonna Taylor case. Taylor, a 26-year-old emergency medical technician, was shot dead when police burst into her home in the middle of the night on March 13th, which was a few months ago. There was shouting between the two sides when they came into contact, but despite some tense moments, the interactions appeared largely peaceful. No police were present on the ground during the confrontation, according to the local radio station WFPL, though some were on rooftops and in nearby streets. Right. A group of Breonna Taylor's protesters, some also armed, chanting "Say her name, Breonna Taylor," while the militant members chanted "Back the blue" and "USA, USA." Anyway, oh boy. I'm gonna read this too, and I'm reading this down here. The counter protesters had turned out in response to an online personality known as the Angry Viking, according to the Louisville Counter Journal. Daniel Stevens, a man reportedly behind the Angry Viking, told the Breonna Taylor protesters he does not oppose them and said his march would leave about a half an hour after they arrived. All right. Stevens said he led the march to oppose a group called the NFAC. Of course, you know who that is. The No Fucking Around Coalition. Ran by who? Grandmaster Jay himself. And there was a video on RT that showed that too. Stevens said he led the march to oppose a group called NFAC for Not Effing Around Coalition, which local media identify as a black militant. And you got a lot of dumbass jakes in that group. In July, the NFAC leader Grandmaster Jay said he would burn the city to the ground if justice wasn't delivered for Taylor. All right, that's just another case of dumbass jakes trying to take matters into their own hands instead of calling on the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai. And there was a video on RT News, on RT, where I saw that too. I might might do a lesson on it. But anyway, you get to bed, man. Let's put out some scriptures. I'm not gonna waste time. But hey, things are gonna heat up, man. Okay, things are about to heat up, and it's heating up fast. All right, let's get this. This will be my first precept. This is Luke chapter 12 and verse 49. I come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? Okay, the fire is going to be kindled before the Lord Yahushua returns, man. Okay, and he's about to make his grand return on that fathership chariot to do away with America. So that fire is going to be burning. You're going to have cities burning to the ground. All right, you ain't going to have no stores. You're going to have all kinds of crazy shit going on before Yahushua returns, man. And like you said, that fire will be burning before he comes back and to finish the job. All right, so hey, we're heading. Depends on how the month goes, man. Let's see how the month goes. So, things are gonna heat up, okay? And things are already heating up. So it ain't gonna stop. The protestings and the civil unrest and all that has not settled down, man. And it ain't gonna settle down. Okay? Alright. Let's see. Let's skip down to verse 51. Suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth. I tell you nay, but rather division. The Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is coming back to give division, man. He's coming back to divide, man. Alright? Divide the sheep from the goats. And you know who the sheep are? The sheep are the 144,000, the 1/3 whole full elect. Okay? And the goats are you wicked 2/3 Israelites who refuse to get right and joined up with Grandmaster Jay and his little coalition group. And then, of course, you Edomites and you heathens. Alright? And of course, after America is destroyed, alright? Alright, 2/3 of you gonna die on this side. You Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are gonna die on this side and gonna have to be born back into the kingdom in your right mind. And Esau, Edom, and the rest of the heathen nations, they're going into captivity after America is destroyed. Okay, the low-level Edomites are gonna die on this side, of course. All right, but the top elites, the top banking families, the elites, the rock. Their families, they're gonna be the first fruits of slavery because they're gonna be hiding in their little doomsday bunkers, thinking they got away, which they haven't. All right, so hey, it's over for this place. All right, let's go back to my bookmark. Let's get this. This is Luke chapter 21 and verse 9. But when ye shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. All right? Wars and commotions. All right? And that's what you're hearing. Wars. World War III on the horizon. Commotions that's going on here in Babylon, the Great America, and all around the world. All right? Because you ain't just got protests going on here in America. You got protests going on all around the world, man. Okay, you got protests that's going on in certain countries. Some protesting against the government, some protesting against the COVID-19 restrictions and etc. Okay, and it's only gonna get worse. Okay, all right. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. You're gonna have nations going against nations, okay? People going up against people, all right? People rising up against one another, okay? Edomites against Edomites, Edomites against Jakes, etc. Okay, so hey, there's gonna be a bloody, bloody scene here in America, man, Babylon the Great, and across the world, okay? Verse 11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, which is food shortage. Nobody's seen to talk about that. All right. America is about to go through a food shortage. All right. Food is running out here in America, but nobody ain't seen to talking about that. All right. That seems to, go past the news. All right. And pestilence, you're going to have more plagues, not just the coronavirus. You're going to have even more plagues that's going to come upon America, and fearful signs and great signs that should be from heaven. Okay? So, hey, all these things are happening now, man. Okay? Since I mentioned that, let's get this. All right? Because, hey, Esau's kingdom is divided. You saw in that video where Edomites were fighting them. They fighting themselves, man. So, hey, the curses are now coming up on Esau, even the so-called white man. All right? Esau's kingdom is divided. All right? This is Mark chapter 3 and verse 23. And he called them unto him and said to them in a parable, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Esau's kingdom is divided against itself. The people here in America, Babylon the Great is divided against itself. All right, you got the Democrats versus Republicans, conservative versus liberals, alt-right versus alt-left, and man, This place is through. All right. Verse 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, excuse me, he cannot stand but have an end. And Esau, Edom's kingdom have an end, man. And we are at the end of Esau's rulership, man. And the kingdom is near. Okay? Let's get this. This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And who are your modern day Egyptians? Your modern day Egyptians are the Americans, all right? Babylonians, all right? All bunched up in one, all right? Revelations 11 and 8 tells you that America is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, okay? All right? Egypt means bondage because, hey, you Israelites are in captivity here. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and not to forget our speckled bird Israelites that are scattered here too and around the world, okay? All right? But mainly here in America, all right? Verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And that video I just got this on what you see. Egyptians fighting Egyptians. Americans fighting Americans. You got one side that's pro-Trump and, pro-police and, and like I say, back the police and chanting USA, USA, which America is following, by the way. And then you got another side that's, chanting justice for Breonna Taylor and, all kinds of madness, man. All right. And our people shouldn't be a part of that protest, hey, man. Let these people fight themselves, man. Because, hey, you see what's going on. The curses are falling up on them, all right? That Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and 54 verse, I believe, all right, where it says that we should have an evil eye toward our brother. Now Esau Edom has an evil eye towards his brother, all right? So, hey, now they fighting each other. Hey, which is beautiful because, hey, we know that the curses are now falling up on our enemies, okay? And it's only going to get worse for Esau, even the so-called white man. Wait till they get in captivity, man. Oh, man. Whew. Over. Through. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, all right? And I'm starting verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, which is near, all right? And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, all right? What do you see on the streets? People fighting one another, okay? Pretty soon there's going to be no sword. And your modern day sword is your guns, your weapons, any instrument that can kill, man, all right? Verse 16. For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right. Let's look at this word sedition. All right. Stay tuned. All right. I got this word sedition looked up. All right. And this word sedition means conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. All right. And that's what people doing. All right. And I watched a video from the elder Apostle Gabar. He looked up this word and went into this word. Okay. All right. And that's what people are doing. We're rebelling against authority. Authority is who? Esau Edom. By speaking this word, speaking this truth. Okay. On the highways and byways and putting up lessons up on YouTube. And hey, Esau Edom is hurt. I mean, he knows his kingdom is falling. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's get the synonyms. All right. Agitation, inflaming, rebellion, revolt. You're going to see a lot of revolting, rebelling against the government, rioting. All right. Insurrections. Okay. Defiance, disobedience, resistance. Okay, you're going to see a lot of resistance. Okay, especially when they start rolling out those vaccines. Okay, when they start rolling out those vaccines, you're going to see a hell of a lot of resistance. Okay, some folks are going to take the vaccines, but you're going to have people on the other side that's not going to take the vaccine. Same thing with the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast. You're going to have some people that take the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast. Then you're going to have some that's not going to take it, especially the elect. But hey, we the elect, we ain't going to be a part of no sedition, okay? We ain't going to take matters into our own hands, all right? We're not going to take the chip, and we damn sure ain't taking the vaccines, okay? All right? But you're going to have people on one side that's not going to take the chip or the vaccine. They're going to, hey, they're going to revolt, they're going to rebel, they're going to riot, they're going to be defiant, disobedient, and there's going to be a lot of resistance, okay? Let's go back to the scriptures. All right, let's read this again, verse 16, and we'll close it out. All right, I'm going to read down to verse 19, actually. All right, 2 Ezra 15 and 16 again. For there shall be sedition among men, all right, seditions, rebelling, revolting, inflaming, defiance among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, all right, the government officials, your president, your senators, your governors, your mayors, none of that. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. People are going to take matters into their own hands. Okay? They ain't going to regard the laws of this land. They're going to take matters into their own hands. All right? They're going to make up their own laws. Okay? That's when they're going to have to send in those Gurga troops, those military UN troops. All right? Watch this. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Checkpoints, martial law. Especially if you don't take the vaccine, you ain't gonna be able to go nowhere. Okay? you won't be able to be a part of society. Okay? Alright? And that's what's gonna piss off a lot of people there. Okay? Man, it's about to get ugly out here, man. Okay? So hey, it's time for you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to wake the hell up, man. Alright? Realize the times you're living in. Alright? Alright, Ephesians 5 and 15 tells you to walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times because the days are evil. The days are evil, man. Okay? We're about to enter into some evil days. Isaiah 33 and 6 says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Okay? Verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, great tribulation. What's that great tribulation? Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, and that's what we're headed into. All right, so hey, when you ain't got no food, you can't eat. Look for your neighbors to be cooking. Hey, a person, your neighbor ain't got no food or anything like that, no basic necessities or anything like that of that sort. Hey, look for your neighbors to be kicking down your doors, man. Okay? It's about to get real serious out here in these coming months. Okay? So it's time to take heed to this word before it's too late. Because, hey, we ain't going to be on this platform too long. All right? So that's pretty much all I had. All right. So Lord willing, I pray this lesson was edifying. All right. I hope you were edified. All right. And I'm gonna close out by giving all praises and honor and glory that is due to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And double citation to you, Akim, you men of the proud signing name throughout the four winds of this earth, pushing this truth with all rights and sincerity. All right. Till next time. Kwam Yasharanga, Shalom, and why above all, Shalom.